Dear friends, welcome to this week's virtual Drasha. This week we have the incredible privilege to read the double parashiyos of Tazriah and Metzorah. And the beginning of Parashas Tazriah deals with the halachos of childbirth. Parak Yud Beis, Pasuk Beis, chapter 12, verse 12. Dabra b'nei Yisrael. Speak to the Jewish people, saying, Isha ki Tazriah v'yalda zachar. If a woman will become pregnant and then will have a son, v'tam'ash shivas yamim kemeni das t'vosat titma. In the aftermath of childbirth, there is a biblically mandated period of ritual impurity. So for a boy, the biblically mandated period is 7 days. After 7 days, on the 8th day, we perform the mitzvah of bris milah. The Torah then goes on to talk about the rest of the post-childbirth period, and then goes on to talk about the halachos if one gives birth to a girl. And you find this in many of the Talmidei Habesh, many of the Baal Shem Tov's Talmidim as well, understand this pasuk to be a tremendous metaphorical allusion to the development of man. And the Rebbe says like this, Isha ki Tazriah. If a woman becomes pregnant, what does this mean? The Rebbe says this represents one who is pregnant with potential. Right? One of the most beautiful things about when a woman is pregnant, one of the most beautiful brachas is, besides seeing this partnership between man and God in the creation of life, is you see that potential that's inside that mother, right? That life, that little person who is there, that little boy, that little girl. So the Rebbe says on a metaphorical level, Isha ki Tazriah means there are times in life when we are pregnant with potential. There are times in life when we have inside of us such incredible koach. So what do you do when you're pregnant with potential? V'yalda zachar. You have to make sure to birth that potential. Because just because I have potential doesn't mean I birth potential. The world is filled with people who have torrents of beautiful potential energy coursing through their veins, but yet they never birth it, they never do anything with it. So the avoda is Isha ki Tazriah. If I'm pregnant with potential, v'yalda zachar. Birth it. Birth it. Don't allow potential to remain potential, but rather turn the potential into kinetic. Do something with that potential. What often happens in life is after we birth that potential, we encounter all types of resistance and difficulty. V'tama shivas yamim kemeni das t'vosat titma. Sometimes this, what the Rebbe calls this tumah. Now in this context, tumah is ritual impurity, but metaphorically it represents the difficulties in life. You know, sometimes I get all excited. I recognize I'm pregnant with potential. I birth this potential, only to encounter such difficulty and resistance afterwards. And that makes me want to throw in the towel. It makes me feel, you know, I put in all of this effort, I put in all of this work, I even took the potential that was inside of me and I brought it to the outside world, and for what? And for what? All I find myself is enveloped by tumah. All I find myself is beset by challenges and difficulties. To which HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes along and says, don't give up. Ubayom hashmini yimal b'sar arlaso. Bris milah, which represents, again, a defined physical result, a defined physical activity. Torah giving us chizuk, that even after you birth your potential, if you encounter challenge, you encounter difficulty, don't give up. Rather, bris milah, continue to do, continue to accomplish, continue to birth that potential. Such a simple yet profound idea. We walk through life brimming with potential. We walk through life with goals, with dreams, with aspirations. Isha ki Tazriah. And sometimes, challenge one is that I don't birth it. Step one, says the Torah, v'yalda zachar, birth your potential. But it's almost HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us, I'm telling you, sometimes when we birth that potential, we just say, okay, I did it, now everything's going to be easy. Now everything's going to fall into place, everything's going to go exactly as I scripted it. No, v'tama shivasim, that's not the way it happens. There's ups and downs, there's peaks and valleys, and even after you find the strength to birth your potential, sometimes you will encounter such ridiculous resistance. But even so, keep going. Ubayom hashmini yimal b'sar arlaso. Keep going. Day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep going. Go through a natural order. 8th represents the malam and atava, even above me on supernatural. You got to keep going. You got to keep moving. You got to keep taking that birth potential, and whatever you do, don't give up. Keep making it happen. A tremendous, simple life lesson, yet one that all too often we ignore. You know, for me, one of the most striking parts of the Yamim Noraim davening is in the Chazaras Hashatz of Musaf, the Chazan's repetition of Musaf, when we're speaking about the end of the Avodah, right? We go through in extensive detail all everything the Kohen Gadol is supposed to do over the course of Yom Kippur. And we know the Gemara tells us that when the Kohen Gadol would come out of the Holy of Holies, before he would fully emerge, he would recite a short tefillah, a short prayer. Now, part of the prayer is contained in the Babylonian Talmud Bavli, part of it is in Yerushalmi, and in the Machzor, in Chazaras Hashatz, it's a much more complete tefillah. And the Machzor goes through the entire tefillah of the Kohen Gadol, and he asks for so many important things. The coming year, Meretz Hashem, for all of Klal Yisrael should be Shnas Otzar Chatov Tiftach. It's all about bracha, right? Let the agriculture be good. Let the rains come. The Beis Hamikdash, let the prices be cheap. Shnas Chaim Tov Milfanecha, a year of good life. Geshuma, to all these different things, beautiful ideas. Shnas Lachmenu Emenu Tivarech, our bread and our water should be blessed. It should be a good year of business. It should be a year when we come to the Beis Hamikdash. And then in the middle of this, he says something absolutely amazing. He says, Shnas Shalom V'Shalva. Should be a year of peace and tranquility. Shana Shetolichenu Komias Liatzinu, a year in which you would take us upright to our land. And then it says, Shana Shalotapil Ishes Pri Bitna. Should be a year in which a woman doesn't miscarry. Shana Shetalem Smechin La'Artzinu, the year that you should bring us happy to our land, a year in which we should not have to rely on one another, we should become self-sufficient, and a year of bracha in everything we do. In the middle there, that phrase, Shana Shalotapil Ishes Pri Bitna, a woman shouldn't miscarry. It seems so out of place, right? Let's think about this for just a moment. Obviously, we daven, no pregnant woman should miscarry. But if you're davening, if this is like a family-oriented bracha, there's so many daven that everyone should find a shidduch. Everyone should find a proper marriage mate, a spouse. Then daven for people struggling with infertility. Everyone should become pregnant. Everyone should be able to have a child when they want to have a child. But yet, we seem to bypass all of that, and yet the Kohen makes this very specific ask. Shana Shalotapil Ishes Pri Bitna, a woman should not go ahead and miscarry. What's the pshat? So the Sfarim explain, Hashem Tov HaKadosh explains, that what the Kohen Gadol is saying is like this. Chash Baruch Hu gave Klal Yisrael all this bracha. And with all this bracha comes so much potential. Kohen Gadol davens, Chash Baruch Hu, please, do not let them miscarry this potential. The greatest tragedy in life is when a person miscarries their potential. I'm pregnant with all of this potential, pregnant with all of these abilities, pregnant with all of these kochos. And it's so easy to miscarry. It's so easy to lose it. It's so easy just to let it like flow and ebb away. And perhaps the Kohen Gadol is not simply davening that a pregnant woman shouldn't miscarry. Of course, that's a worthy tefillah, one that we should daven for every single day. Everybody should find the shidduch. Everyone who's struggling with infertility should have children. And once pregnant, a woman should deliver b'shat tov mitzlachos. But the Kohen Gadol is saying something so much more. Because Chavra, we're all pregnant. We're all pregnant with potential. We're all pregnant with abilities. And the greatest danger, the halacha is that a woman who's pregnant is considered to be a chola sheyesh ba sakana. She's considered to be someone who is ill and in mortal danger. That's the status of a pregnant woman. A person who's pregnant with potential is also chola sheyesh ba sakana. What's the sakana? The sakana is miscarriage. The sakana is the loss of potential. The sakana is that I'm never going to take all of those kochos inside of me and birth them. Instead, I'm just going to let all of that potential churn around inside of me and never make a difference in my life and never make a difference in this world. So the Kohen Gadol davens Chash Baruch Hu, please do not let them miscarry. Do not let the precious Jews who are pregnant with potential allow that potential just simply to ebb and seep away and be lost in the sands of time. Do not allow them to miscarry. That's the bracha of the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur. And then Parshas Tazriah takes it a step further. Because Chavra, it's not just enough to birth your potential. You got to see it through. After V'yalda Zachar, after you're finally able to go ahead and birth that potential, there is one more step. A recognition that even after you find the courage to birth the potential, it's going to be so difficult to sustain it. And you're going to have challenges, and there's going to be days of tumah, and there's going to be peaks and valleys and adversity, and you thought everything was going to fall right into place the moment you finally found the courage to birth your potential. Then it doesn't, and you're frustrated, and you're upset, and you're disillusioned, and you want to give up. Ubayom hashmini yimol b'sar alasa. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So the Kohen Gadol gets us started. Gets us started on Yom Kippur. Don't miscarry. We're all pregnant with potential. Don't miscarry your potential. Then comes Parshas Tazriah. Isha ki Tazriah. Yes, you're pregnant with potential. V'yalda zachar. Don't walk around pregnant. You can't stay pregnant your whole life. You have to give birth. Birth that potential. But after you birth it, your job's not done. You'll be tempted to give up because the road ahead is difficult and overwhelming. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep taking that birthed potential and do something with it, and you will find that over time you will, L'Mirat Hashem, reach that 8th day. You'll reach that milestone of Bris Milah. You'll, L'Mirat Hashem, reach those accomplishments you want. You just have to stay the course. We should all be zocheh, L'Mirat Hashem, to birth and deliver our potential. We should have to give each other a b'sha'ah tova u'mitzlachos. We should all be zocheh, L'Mirat Hashem, to birth our beautiful holy potential which resides within. We should all be zocheh, L'Mirat Hashem, first of all, to recognize that we are pregnant with potential. Then we should be zocheh to birth that potential. And after that birth, when things begin to get really complicated, because that's the way the world works, don't let go of it. Continue to create, continue to do, continue to take that birthed potential to Bayom Hashmini Yimol B'Sar Arlaso. Use that birth potential to create something beautiful for yourself, for your world, for your situation. Use that birth potential to somehow create some beautiful new light for yourself and for everyone around you. We should wish each other b'sha'ah tova mitzlachos. In Halavai, there should be mazel tovs all around for the beautiful new birth potential and our collective birth potential, new birth potential. Should L'Mirat Hashem create beautiful new realities for our people and for all of Klal Yisrael.